this has to be fun. It has to be fun. If you're not having fun, the audience isn't having fun. And if you think about who you're competing with for listening time, who does Netflix? Reed Hastings used to say, "I'm competing with sleep." Right? And so there's only so many hours in a day. So you're not competing with, if you're a financial advisor starting your podcast, I'm not your competition. It's Joe Rogan and Bill Simmons, right? Because there's only so many hours in a day for a podcast to listen to in your ears.
Yeah.
So I knew that it had to be fun and the audience had to have fun. And if it's not fun, if it's just educational, that's boring.
Could have Googled that.
Yeah, exactly. It has to be fun. So how did we make it so far? I love doing it is the short answer. I had butterflies in my stomach so you talk about like the overnight success story. Ben and I started in November 2017, and I had butterflies because I'm not used to talking into a microphone. I'm not an advisor, which is part of the success, which I'll circle back to. And it is surprisingly difficult to have thoughts go from your brain to your mouth into the microphone in a way that makes sense. It's much more difficult than you would suspect. Again, especially for me, who I'm not used to talking on a phone, right? I don't have clients. So it took me a long time to feel comfortable and confident that I was able to articulate my thoughts. And sort of part of the running joke of the podcast is I don't really know the English language that well. And it only occurred to me speaking into a microphone, wait, a grain of salt, is that really the phrase? Or is it a grain of sand? Like these sort of things, right? Yeah. When the light is on, it's a whole different ball of wax.
Yeah.
So I love doing it. I love talking about the market. Ben and Josh are two of my closest friends in the world, and I love talking to them. And so I had butterflies in my stomach for Animal Spirits for, I don't remember when it stopped, 2 years maybe, 3 years.
Wow.
And now it's just part of my routine. Yeah. But I'm still fired up. I was telling Josh yesterday on What Are Your Thoughts that I'm in the airport when I missed my flight and I had 5 hours to catch up on work. I was fired up. I couldn't wait for the lights to turn on.
Yeah.
I love doing it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you can't manufacture that, right? Like I love doing this.
That is such a key element to any podcast. You got to find joy in it, otherwise you're going to get burnt out.
Yeah, and if you're not finding joy, you're not having fun, and if you're not having fun, the audience is having fun, and if you're not having fun, just stop.
Yes.
So I mentioned earlier that I'm not a financial advisor. Okay. It took me a long time to get good at this. And I'm a fairly humble guy. I think I am good at this, right? Yeah. Because I practice.
You're good at this.
I practice a lot, and I wasn't always good at this. But after enough reps, you get good at it. Okay. It's very difficult to run an RIA firm if you're a solo advisor, or even if you have a small team. It's very difficult to run the business, to actually run the business, to actually take care of your clients, to prospect for new clients, and to also find the time to dedicate into doing a podcast. Yeah. And so the luxury that I have is I only have to worry about 9 other things. I don't also have to carve out hours in the day for my clients.
Yeah.
And if I had clients, I don't know how I would do this.